Dyer. How you doing? You know, throughout the week, I visit with you on the Healthy Mind, and then on Saturdays, I like to do the We School. The reason why I call it the We School, someone asked me, is that a real school? No, it's not. My other schools were called the Dakota Dragon Defense. But the reason why I did the We School is so that we can come together. It's a little bit, but you know, if you call it a dojang, dojo, Kwan, right? So we have many names for school, but this is the We School. Every Saturday, so we're going to go over meditation and movement, right? I did talk to you about the Wu Ji stance and how to remain still and balance and circulation of movement. Last week, you just saw me do a Qigong, healthy healing body movement with warming up the heating elements of the body. So I got another question about which style of Tai Chi do I practice. Be careful, people, about trying to think on styles. But to answer your question, I come from the Wu family. That is where my lineage and teaching has come from the Wu family. Yeah, and it dates back for a long, long time. So, so don't get so bogged down on the Tai Chi Chuan that you are studying, or whoever you're studying with, and I hope you are studying. I do teach it from the elements point of view, so I do teach it from what I mean as I teach it from we learn from the 5 elements up, where we do muscle tending, muscle stretching, more working in that internal movement more than that external exercise, right? Because you can take Tai Chi is built just like you grow any flower, and the reason why that is because you got to develop some roots, and how the roots settle into the ground and become stronger before the flower even grows up. The flower that grows up, we call that movement. The roots that we do, we call that breathing. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to go over just to start the beginning of the rise of the hands. Remember, I talked about the form into formlessness, meaning that when you are breathing, different sounds start to come out because we're working different organs on the different breath sounds. So we're just going to go, mainly what we're going to do today, we've already done our stance, we already know we're supposed to go vertical. We already know that our knees are not supposed to be locked, they're supposed to be slightly bent. We know that when we breathe in through our mouth, in through our nose, our tongue comes up to the roof. When we blow out, the tongue goes down to the bottom of our teeth. It helps. We also know that when we're breathing in, our belly expands, and when we're exhaling, the belly contracts. So what we're going to do, remember flat, you want to stay vertical because your spine is a big connector, right? We know it controls our breathing, that spinal cord, that connection back here. We know that our perineum, we talked about the perineum, and how it's directly right up under your, right next to your groin, next to your rectum. That little space spot has to be vertical. Okay, so when you get into your comfortable stance, once you find your stance, and once you relax, your hands are relaxed, right? Because they're just going to raise with breath. You're not going to pick them up like you're picking up a can of soup, right? They're going to float. And the reason how you know they float instead of you thinking they're floating is that you have to loosen your arms and restrictions of how you do it. So just, if you want to just do this, so you get all the tension out of your body, get all that out. Get that tension out of your body. Vitalize that blood, right? There you go. Warm up those skin, the blood, right? Shake it. Breathe. Remember, once you find your breathing spot, you'll find that little wobble. And the reason why you have a slight wobble is because the earth wobbles. This is all about rotation. As you're breathing in, your hand rises with your strong breath. Okay, so when you're moving your hands, let's just go over this a little bit gently now, right? As you breathe in, the reason I'm coming closer, I'm thinking I'm too far from the mic. As you breathe in, your hands go as far as your breath carries. Your hands and arms go as far as your breath carries. So if my breath can only be as strong as, that's how short your hands move, right? But as long as I'm able to inhale, my arms will rise. As long as my hands will descend, that's when I exhale. So if you listen to me, I go, as I breathe in, go, that's how high my hands will rise. And as my breath gets stronger, so your breath sounds is what brings the hands up. Don't bring the hands up just because you think it's supposed to get to a certain height. You'll be forcing your arms and your blood and your muscles. You bring your hands, you move your hands according to your breath. When I went out like this, right, go. My ending breath, my hands are stopping. My beginning breath, my arms are rising, right? You will get stronger and your arms will go higher. So as you're practicing your breath, be careful. Remember, your hands move with breath sounds. Your body moves with breath sounds. So do not just move the body up or down just because you think your arms are supposed to. Move, breathing in. The slower you move, the stronger your breath. Why? Because that's how long it takes for your hand to move with your breath. You move quicker in the beginning because your breath isn't that strong. I hope that makes sense, right? So the reason why you may do this quicker, because you got to get to a certain point and then go. So your hands are moving faster. The slower you move, the stronger your breath. The slower you move means the stronger the breath. Because that plays a big important part when you start to do all kinds of different motions and movements because you're using your breath sounds, right? Well, we can keep going on and on and on with different movements. Remember, breath is life. Life is breath. That's how we know we're living, is because we are active participating in breath sounds. And as you breathe, we want you to get to a point where you're not thinking about how to move, but it's just flowing like you move, okay? Yes, I know. What do the movements mean? We'll get into the movements meaning later. I wish you guys have a great Saturday. Remember, breath and motion, right? Don't just move and breathe. Breath and motion. And as you're breathing, if you probably heard, I had different sounds. That's because I'm moving into different organs and parts of my body. We'll get into that to next Saturday. But again, don't want to keep you. Stay blessed, stay healthy. And also keep your meditation, keep your prayers, and do your exercises. I won't be able to answer any questions as I'm talking now, but later, if you have any questions, inbox me, and then we can talk later. You guys have a great day, and I'm just going to finish off this little movement with you, and then I'm going to shut you down.